Hello, my ravens. So I just got home from the volunteer shift about 4 hours ago or so, and I thought I would create a mini intro video to the videos that I took that capture how I felt about the event, what the event was like, and all of that. So, what happened is after the event, I stood outside with my sister and I took a video that was just my fresh feelings right after finishing the event, what I remembered from the event, what it felt like, what are some tips for people that I thought. And my phone was running out of space. So it was cutting the video. So I have like four videos for that one topic. And what I was thinking to myself is I could just make a fresh video, completely fresh. Like right now, I'm just recording from my computer and I could do a complete fresh video. But I just thought to myself, I don't like doing that because then it feels so like rehearsed and scripted. I like the raw. I like the I just like the un un I guess I just like it unrehearsed. I like it very raw and natural. So the only reason I'm making this bit is that I feel like I missed a very important point that I really appreciated and I really enjoyed about the experience, but I don't remember mentioning it in the videos. Regardless, I wanted to take the time out and really focus and hone in on this point. Number or points. Number one, I believe I start out my video trying to explain who held the event and where it was held and what that center does. But I think you guys will probably be able to tell that I start stumbling over my words because I actually don't have that information. And I still don't have that information. So I think the reason that is important to bring up is I kind of went into this event blind. Um, and I feel like for me, that was something that when I look back at it, it makes me feel good that my intention was pure. And what I mean by that is my intention is to help people, right? I want to help people. And that intention gets convoluted when you add all of these layers to it that are like subconsciously there and become apparent in your actions without you even knowing them. So let's just say, for example, let's just say I was a racist, okay? And I want to help people, but all of the thoughts in the back would be like finding areas that are predominantly a certain race that I favor more than others, and then I would go to that um and sometimes you don't even know why you're doing that, but you're just like, "Oh, I like this area better." But you like that area better because of those thoughts and feelings and prejudice or sorry, not prejudice, those like racist things that are deep inside you. I'm sorry, I'm a total like loss for words right now. My head's really hurting, but I really wanted to do this. I don't know, I just have this pounding headache back here, but this is important and I wanted to get this done. So what I liked is I didn't really care who was holding the event. I didn't really care um whether it was a church or a mosque or it was for a certain race or a certain religion or whatever. All I cared about is I told my sister I want to go to a soup kitchen and I want to serve the homeless or the impoverished. And then my sister was like, "Hey, I know an event like this. Here's a Google Docs. Fill out the information." I clicked on the link, I followed the information, and then, like, sorry, I filled out the information. And at the top, it said Muslim Welfare Center. So I was just like, oh, cool. It turns out that it's held by the Muslim Welfare Center. But that didn't affect. I was shocked. I was surprised because a lot of the soup kitchens that are advertised like through Google when I was searching were at churches. So I was like, oh, this is an interesting thing. But I didn't go further, like, is it completely funded by the Muslim organization? Is it only Muslims that are coming? I didn't really care. All I cared is I just want to do something. I want to do good, and I want to feel that I did something good. I made a difference in someone's day, like their life. So, um I think that's something interesting to keep in mind, because there are some of us that might have these um underlying feelings that might pollute a beautiful thought and intention that you have. And I feel like sometimes we don't even do it intentionally, but that can really mess up and throw dirt on a good deed that you're trying to do. So sometimes when you're conscious of those things, or you try to be conscious of those things, then you can fight that part of you that's inside, that is trying to take you uh is trying to take you away from the main point and your main intent. So I wanted to mention that I still don't have the information of who exactly ran that event, because and the reason I don't know is, one, I didn't ask. Second of all, when I went there, there were Muslims and non-Muslims working there. The people that came were all kinds of religions, all kinds of walks of life, races. Um, the people even cooking were both Muslims and non-Muslims. Now, from the building, it said that the United Church archives were also in that building. So I'm gonna guess, like what I guessed was that it's a it's a predominantly Christian based center, but then all kinds of people come together and use that center for events. And this particular event is an event that I think that and the reason I'm stressing so much on religion right now, guys, is that I know a lot of the times um certain events like this get branded under certain religions, like, oh, this was a Christian based event, this was a Muslim based event. And not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but what I'm trying to say for myself is that that's something that doesn't matter to me. And I'm honestly truly mentioning that, and that's why I'm stressing so much on this religious point. I prefer actually being part of events like this, where there were two religions basically coming together and working together. Let me see if I can get the really liked the service to humanity is service to God. And as far as I know, all Abrahamic religions believe that. The only reason I'm saying Abrahamic religions is that those are the only ones that I'm quite familiar with, and I don't want to talk on the behalf of other religions that I don't have knowledge of. So I liked that at the end of the day, we are trying to do a good deed for humanity, not just for certain people of certain races, certain religions. And that pure good deed made me feel comfortable being there. You know what I mean? And you guys will see in the rest of the video that I mentioned that they had very strict rules, like, we are not here in a religious capacity. No one be talking about your religion to anybody. This is not that kind of event, okay? We're all just trying to serve meals to people, put a smile on their face, make sure they're having a nice time, let them sit with their friends. Some are regulars, they have a certain way they do things. If they want seconds and we're able, let them have seconds. If they want to take their plate and put it in their bag and take the food home and they don't want to eat it there, let them do that. Like, it was just a considerate environment, and I've never been part of an event like this. So beautiful to see. It was so beautiful to see that we were just dealing with people, passion and kindness, and that's what was told to us, and we were encouraged to be like this. And this might seem like common sense to a lot of people, like, duh, that's how you should be to people. But we've all been in situations where we've seen people that don't treat others the nicest if they are not the same class as us, or they're not the same like income level, or they're not the same living status, if they're homeless or they're impoverished or they're not very wealthy. We've seen people mistreat people, in of people like that, just because of those differences. So when I see everyone being treated equally, everyone being treated with kindness, everyone being treated with a smile, no one's looking down on you like, you're coming in for a meal. Wow, sucks to be you. Or like, oh, some feel so sorry for you. Like, I know, God forbid, if I was in a situation where I was coming to have a free meal, to have a warm meal, um, I wouldn't want people looking at me like that. Like, oh, I feel sorry for you. Life supposed to be so hard for you. Um, like normally, treat me normally. It's different when you're maybe in a situation with someone where you're talking to them and then they tell you something sad about their life. Let me be real with you guys. Like, I can't hold back that side of me. Like, I automatically become like sympathetic, and I really hope that doesn't offend people. I'm sure there are some people that get offended by that, but I honestly don't mean anything bad by that. And I hope that if people would give me a chance, they would know that I wouldn't. I'm not doing it out of like a, oh, I feel so sorry for you. It's more just like, I feel for you. I feel it. I'm putting myself in your situation, or I'm trying to imagine how you feel, and I'm feeling it. So in this situation, I really liked that we were really told not to treat that and just and I'm just gonna stop talking because sorry, this has gone very long. But I just wanted to say that it was such an amazing experience. I would love to do it again, and I would love to make this a regular thing. Some people have been doing this for years. Some people do this every Sunday. They come and they cook in the kitchen, and they feel so full that like I did something. I want to feel like that. And I felt that way this morning. I was like, wow, while we're asleep and I'm going to, while I'm, no, thank you. While I'm asleep and, just thinking about myself and my sleep. And there's nothing wrong in that. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying that this is how I felt when I was there. That while I'm asleep and I'm snoring and I'm like, oh, it's 11 o'clock. I don't want to wake up. There are people out there on just other side, like this downtown, just an hour away, that are have been up for the last many hours cooking and preparing to serve meals to people that are impoverished and are homeless. Like, look at what they're doing with their time and look at what I'm doing. So that's how I felt. I just felt like an awe and an absolute admiration of these people that do choose. And oh, sorry, one more thing I really liked. When we were doing the orientation, the woman who was giving the orientation, she's just like, volunteers are so important. You're not getting paid. You're not reporting to a boss. You don't have numbers to reach. It's nothing like that. You're literally volunteering your precious time on a Sunday. I know it's hard to wake up. And she was so empathetic. She's like, I know it's hard to wake up on a Sunday. I know it. You all work, you go to school, you do all this. Sorry. You do all of this. And I really, really, really appreciate that you're taking your precious time and your valuable time and you're giving it to this cause. And she's like, may God bless you. And, she was just so, that I don't think I've heard before. The fact that someone's just like, I know it's hard to get here. I know some of you guys come from like an hour or 2 hours away. I know that. And you still came. That's amazing. Thank you for that. Thank you. And that was nice. It was so nice. It was just a great experience. Great experience. So I hope you enjoy the video, or you get some inspiration from the video, or you get some questions answered from the video. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that I possibly can. Um, I don't have a lot of answers, but this is just recapping the experience that I had. Every organization or event runs differently, but this is how my event ran. So, just putting that disclaimer out there. Hope you guys enjoy, and God willing, I'll talk to you. Take care, enjoy, and Raven